What's up, guys? Daniel here with Up to Something, and as you can see, I'm back with the gang, except one. Shout out Renee. He's booed up, so he's out. You heard it here first. You heard it here first on Up to Something. Breaking news. Renee's booed up.
Woj report.
So he couldn't make it out today, but I am accompanied by.
It's your boy Diego.
This is Shamir.
And it's Up to Something Media. And as the world's biggest fan club for Travis Scott, we're here. We booked a studio, got everything set up, and we had to review it because we are the world's biggest Travis Scott fans.
Yep.
This is Scott's Tots. I am also the president of the fan club, also known as the biggest Travis Scott fan. But here we are. Utopia just dropped on July, what was it, July 28th?
July 28th, yeah. Long awaited, 5 years.
5 years.
It's been a minute, I remember whenever we were first reviewing Astro World and shit like that, and even the Birds, and it's been a long ass time. I feel like that's part of our friendship. While we all kind of connected was we all kind of rocked with Travis and similar music,
spending all our money on his merch.
To definitely be at from Astro Fest to that period of time, compared to what it is right now, I would definitely say the album rollouts were different.
Yeah.
It's not what I was expecting for Utopia, but that's a given with Travis Scott. You don't know what you're gonna expect, especially if you give yourself expectations about what the album is gonna be like. I think you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah, I feel like you can't really have, like you said, too many expectations on what he's gonna release. But I want to know what y'all's thoughts were, because to me, man, I fucked with it. So far, album of the year, I feel like we know it's been kind of a weaker year in hip hop, in my opinion. Not crazy Heat has dropped, but easily album of the year for me now. But what are y'all thinking?
Well, first and foremost, like he said, there's nothing crazy that dropped throughout the year, right? So would you consider your album of the year?
Yeah, it's definitely in the conversation for sure.
Okay. Now what would you rate it out of 10?
Ooh.
We speaking as a fan club or objective?
No. Biased aside, right? Really thinking about every aspect of an album, every whether it be album rollout, marketing, music videos, actual songs, features, taking everything into consideration. What would you rate it?
I'm gonna say 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
It's a good album.
Now, break it down for me. Why is it not a 10?
There's a few things missing to make it a 10. I don't know if we want to dive into it right now because we're gonna go track by track later. And I think we can explain some of those stuff later.
Let me hear his rating, and then we can, conversate about what's missing and why it's not a perfect 10.
Okay. I would give it an 8.6. A very solid album. Not I don't know. Maybe, I feel like album scores sometimes change as they age, but I feel like that's where it's at right now for me.
And that's what's good about ratings, because they will change, right? After time, it's only been literally 5 days since the album dropped. But out of all those 5 days, I've been listening to it nonstop, right? To really get a good feel for it. Pause. I'd rate it an 8.5 out of 10. If we're going into the little decimal systems, 8.5 out of 10.
Nice.
What do you feel like it was lacking in?
In my thing, this is going to sound really bad, but a little bit of originality. I saw songs and samples that I've been hearing for the last 10 years on there, which are great, but I'm looking for a game changer. The Travis album always does, but in here I'm hearing samples that I heard, right out of high school, and I'm hearing them again now.
What other Travis songs would you say would be game changers for you that you've listened in the past?
No Bystanders. But
that's the whole sample too, though.
No, I know. But what I'm giving an example, it's not something that you've heard recently. It's something a little further back, which he does have on this album. That's why it's definitely a great album. But Yeezus samples, that's too fresh for me.
Yeah, 2013.
Yeah.
10 years. But yeah, I hear you. I feel like that's kind of what a lot of artists are doing now, just the sampling of something that came out not that
that's
long
a difference
ago,
though. There's people that will just redo the whole song, and it's not even a remix, it's not leaving a interpolation, it's just them copy and pasting, which I don't think is what what Travis did here.
No, not at all.
Because he worked with Kanye closely in reference to those tracks that you're talking about, right? And that's another.
He's on those original credits. You can argue that they were his songs too back in the day.
I think a good amount of them were released by him, and so
big Kanye influence on the album. Big Kanye influence on the album. And why I bring that up is because I saw that interview that I sent y'all that Kanye did with the Breakfast Club in 2013, and remember, Yeezus did not was not accepted by like the general public, right? They were like, "What the hell is this? Like, what the fuck is this?" Because it's crazy sounding, right? Like the first song on site, like, like it was just crazy, right?
That should change music though.
He was bringing in producers and artists that didn't usually work together or that were not putting on a rap album, and it's not the first time he does this, right? And in that interview with the Breakfast Club, he talks about like, it's okay, I'm smiling right now, but when it's 2023 and you guys are appreciating the album, I'm just gonna be like, I told y'all so. And that's literally what's happening, right? The influence of Yeezus has reached like 10 years later.
Yeah.
And like Utopia is like the pupil, you know? It's just like what was out of that.
So what would you say that didn't make it a 10 or a perfect album? I know you had mentioned some of the marketing.
I would definitely say like I understand how Shamir said it's like a copy and paste album. Like there's a sample on there that is the original version of I Am a God by Kanye, right? And he uses that. There's that love song was previewed on Vine in 2014.
Yeah. That's wild.
Which is, maybe he's been working on this album or he went into the archives and he was working on making the album sound like old bits and pieces of what his discography is, right? But it just sounds like too much like, it's like if Kanye made an album and said, oh, I don't really want this, which is something Kanye would do, right? Yeah. And then give it to Travis. And then Travis, like, plug and play, right? Yeah. Where he took Kanye out and put himself in. Pause.
You definitely see a lot of that, you know, in the way he uses his features, too. All, you know, it's set up perfectly for a Kanye album. It's a Kanye album without Kanye.
Right. I feel like, to me, it definitely, it needed some more, like, a couple more bangers, like, some shit that, you know, and I feel like a big reason that, you know, like he didn't have that was because of like Astroworld Fest and stuff. I feel like he, you know, maybe had to tone the music down a little bit, but still make it Travis.
I think that's what a lot of people, like Alex was mentioning, like he was expecting rage music, right? Yeah. He was expecting bangers and like mosh pit music, which he had Fiend on there, but he really can't, because he's going to go on tour.
Yeah.
He can't create like more like rage music and mosh pit music that is going to create that same scene that happened at the tragedy, right?
So I'll put one contention in that. I don't know if y'all have seen the movie yet, Circus Maximus.
No.
Have y'all watched it?
What did you think of it, though?
I thought it was pretty cool, the way he did it. I consider it like a listening party. I don't know if this is going to be a spoiler. Can I tell y'all or no?
Go ahead.
Okay. So he starts off the movie in like a therapy session, basically, him and Rick Rubin, talking about things like family, Astroworld tragedy. But instead of answering the questions, it loops off into what would be a music video.
Oh, because he says, I saw a clip of that. He said he doesn't want to talk about this right now. He wants to talk about something else, right?
Exactly. So, anyways, after those little snippets, which kind of sets the vibe for some of the songs, like Modern Jam, it's like he's in a club from the 90s or 80s doing, like, what's the right word for it? Like, not the robot, but, you know, that type of dances, like that.
Wait, what?
Like some 90s, like, boogie dance?
Yeah, or like that Vine that went popular, ladies like, let me show you how to dance. And then she's like,
oh, okay,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, it's that kind of vibe. So he's definitely got songs on there that are fitting, but you have to adapt them to the situation. Like that song, Modern Jam, is going to be great in the club. Hyena, same way, but it needs to be mixed with something else to do that.
Okay.
After he finds Utopia, when he's done with his therapy sessions, then it becomes a big concert. And in there, you get to see how he really uses these songs to rage in the way that we would traditionally do at a Travis show. It's completely, it's different. It's high energy.
Mature rage, perhaps?
Yeah. It's pause. It's growing with us.
Raging at 30?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's fair. Be home by 2 a.m. type shit.
Yeah, because I think most people, like, when they heard Astro, well, that was 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
They were 5 years younger. A lot can happen in 5 years. I saw videos of people talking about when Astro World dropped, they were, like, in college, like, frat guys partying every weekend. Or, like, they were just, you know, consistent concert goers, right, in the mosh pits. And then 5 years later, you're, like, in your either after 25, right, or now you're out of college. 5 years is enough time for you to get out of college and start, you know, a corporate job, right? So a lot of these people are in corporate now. So, yeah, Astroworld was fun, but there was an era that when you were younger, right?
Yeah.
And now, like, you're probably working a 9-to-5 job, 40 hours. And Got a kid.
Shaking the baby like, fuck the club. Like,
what, you know, I'm going to sit with my nephew. I'm like, you don't know about this nephew. Let me sit down and let me tell you about the story of Astroworld.
Yeah, I mean, when you say it like that, you know, you got to think, like, Travis is going to make music definitely for people younger than him. So we might not relate to this, but some of these kids were listening to Travis in like middle school, you know, when Astro dropped, and they graduated high school already.
That's
you know,
crazy.
that's wild how 5 years will go. And just imagine your mindset at that age. It's just completely different.
But I think it's a mature album. It's like a real sonically mature album. Like I think that's the good thing about not having like rage music. Like imagine if it was just all rage music, and then you go to the tour and it's just all kids in the mosh pit.
Yeah, but to that point, that's what I was getting at, is he still kept that ability to rage, and he kind of showcases that in the movie a bit. Than it going away, because we don't hear that at all listening to the album. A little bit of it, but he's still kept that pocket and he's saving that for tour, my assumption.
Okay. I feel like this is going to be like, I would really be excited to see this whole album just live, because I feel like it's going to be like, I feel like all of his songs live are a little bit different. You know, he's got Mike Dean on tour with him, but like these, I would be very excited to see live. Do y'all think he's touring this year?
No, definitely. Like they already were talking about.
He was already talking about. That's right.
It's a stadium tour.
Yeah, and he was supposed to perform at the pyramids in Egypt.
That's right. Yeah, that shit got shut down though.
And he's gonna be in Rome like in September.
Yeah, today they announced the Rome concert.
So I think it's just. I mean, it's definitely gonna be. There's definitely gonna be a tour.
Yeah, I feel like we can like judge this album again another time whenever like post tour or wild tour is going, because like think about every tour that he's been on. I feel like that has had also like a big like reflection of what we think of that era or that album. Like with Rodeo Tour was like its own like era. Birds, you know, and
it's an experience.
Exactly. Astroworld, and like, damn, I'm very excited to see.
I think that's why like it's hard to like replicate like the Astroworld era. Like there was an actual like Astroworld he did. Like he really created that. With Utopia, like with the movie, that's a good thing, because you listen to the music with visuals, like how it's supposed to be experienced, right? And like I would say like if you asked me to describe the album in one word, it'd be cinematic, because I think that's what he creates. Like he really creates a vision. Overall, like I think the features on the album could have been better, like you said. Like when we first heard K-pop, like I think it was kind of
that was a market. Like you said, it was like almost purely marketed. You got two of the biggest artists. You got The Weeknd, Bad Bunny,
biggest artists,
and then exactly, Travis included. And then just like the name K-pop, like is like you're gonna clearly want to be like, oh, what's this about? Oh, what's type shit.
It has nothing to do with K-pop, really. It's just like K-pop is one of the biggest genres in the world. So imagine you look up K-pop, you know what's gonna come up? With the algorithm is gonna give you Travis, Bad Bunny, and The Weeknd.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be like, it was just kind of like a marketing scheme. And that's one factor that I don't really appreciate out of like the Cactus Jack camp, because everything is just a pull for another album sale, you know?
Yeah. All the merch, the packs, like when they have so many, I'm like, oh, come on,
bro.
man.
And like he drops merch like every day. I'm like, damn, bro. Like I think that's why he waited so long.
They changed the law.
Like bundles didn't count. And I don't, maybe they bribed the judge or something and said, hey, yo, make bundles count again.
Yeah.
Gave him unlimited Cactus merch.
His album was a big example last time Astro about why that stopped, because, you know, Nicki Minaj's famous rant is, this man selling a sweater and have y'all thinking you're buying an album, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
So they stopped that, and now the RIAA has rechanged the way they're going to count album sales.
And I know that was pretty recent. When did they, when they changed that?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's
like the week before the album dropped. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's very interesting.
As of now, like as of today, he has predicted first week streaming numbers are 275 just off pure streams. That doesn't include the physical albums when people bought vinyls. It doesn't include all the T-shirts that are coming with albums. Because how he's done it is every $7 on the site, if I'm not mistaken, counts as an album. Like you get an album for every $7 you spend.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you buying a $150 T-shirt.
Well, you're like, what was your report of the music, man? Okay, damn, that's crazy.
But 275 alone is still pretty good. It's not Drake, right? It's no Drake numbers, but like it's still the best-selling hip-hop album this year. The biggest one out. Even maybe the biggest album debut this year. I think.
It is. Yeah.
It is. Okay, so even alone without the marketing scheme and bundles, like he's still number one.
When touching on what you said about like the features, I kind of I liked his features, honestly. I feel like some of them could have been different. You see, there was no Don Toliver, no Navs, some of the usual, I feel like I would say like comfortable features he kind of goes to
cast.
And so like, but I feel like with when you look at albums like Donda or like CLB, those were like pretty feature heavy, and you kind of like they both kind of relied on features.
Yeah.
But like this one is mainly like I fuck that it was like mainly Travis, and then the features that he did put in, like each I feel like improve the song. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't fuck with the Beyonce song. I was like,
I didn't fuck with it either.
Yeah, Beehive, don't kill us.
But it makes sense. Like they're both from Houston again, and it's the second single. So he's pushing like a big. He knows the Beehive that's gonna be pushing that single, right? So he made the single. But I agree. It's a feature heavy album, and normally that's like frowned upon, because you really want the artist and the production to shine, right? But the thing about features on the Travis album is they're going to shine. They're going to give like their best version of themselves on that album.
Yeah.
Like think about West Side Gun. Boom. That's like one of the best West Side Gun versions I've heard. 21, for example, of Astroworld. He's been on Birds. Splendid verses. The Weeknd, he's been on Rodeo, Birds, Astroworld, and this one, spectacular verses, right? No Kanye verse, no Don Toliver verse. He fucked up by not adding Don Toliver, right? That he should.
I'm kind of glad he kept them off. I feel like it was like
what?
Like I don't know what song would you
expected,
I feel like he would have been. What song would you have wanted him on?
Well, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's just what a good Don Toliver and Travis song never misses, right? But I mean, he has the usual cast. He has Future. He has SZA, 21, The Weeknd, Sway Lee. I would like to see some different artists.
Yeah.
Is there like a feature that you didn't care for at all? Like the one that take it off the album?
That Rob 49.
Rob 49
on Utopia Twins.
You, Diego?
Yeah, that one I was okay with. Like that one I didn't mind too much. What y'all think? We don't have the Cuddy Canoodler here. What did y'all think of?
I think it fit well. I think
that was a very Cuddy Travis.
Like, don't tell him I said that.
No, I like that's a classic Travis and like Cuddy song. I feel like whenever they do the Scots, like that shit would have been like one of their like lead singles off of it. But man, I fucked with that SZA feature. Like she floated on that.
She
shit.
did.
The
she
Drake
really did,
Shout out
Marvin's
SZA.
Room.
Shout out SZA. You know what? I'll tell you this. K-pop would have been better if it had The Weeknd, Bad Bunny, and SZA at the end instead of The Weeknd.
Yeah,
I think that Weeknd verse was unnecessary.
I feel like he didn't really fit in that song. But then I feel like there's times I listen and I'm like, no, Bad Bunny The Weeknd didn't need to be on there. Bad Bunny.
It could have been just like, imagine having a Travis verse, the Bad Bunny verse, and then like another Travis verse, or a SZA verse.
Yeah,
SZA
on the like a melodic like Afrobeat, like little like summer jam. Like she would have been clean on that.
Shamir, were you disappointed? No Sexy Red.
Yeah, she was on like every one of his concerts or DJ pops ups. Travis Scott was literally everywhere on Ski, and I'm like, okay, is she on the album?
I would have liked to seen like upcoming like new rappers included on the album.
But there's Tizo.
Oh, Tizo Touchdown.
Tizo.
Okay, that's a good verse. That was a good one. Unexpected. A lot of people thought that was Andre 3000.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that people thought that Rob 49 was NBA Youngboy.
Yeah, it does. I mean, they're both from New Orleans.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like that Louisiana flow. So I was like, man, you should have just had an NBA instead of this dude. But I mean, shout out to him though, because Travis is putting like an up and coming rapper on the album. Is there anyone that you'd like to see on the album? You would have liked to see on the album, other than Don Toliver? I'm
gonna say the super obvious. It's Kanye, bro. He would at any one of these songs, he would have elevated it. Just one of them. But
I think even Jake said like that one with Beyonce, that would have been like a Kanye like perfect feature for him, and I feel like that could have elevated that song to be like a little bit better as well.
I don't know. I think Kanye and Travis features are kind of hit or miss.
Yeah, they are. Piss on Your Grave wasn't that good.
Piss on Your Grave is not that good. What's that one they did, but it like completely flopped? Watch his ass. I'm sorry. No, it was something blood.
Wash Us in Blood.
Wash Us in the Blood. Like no one ever talks about that. Like you forget about it.
Damn, mate. Yeah, they don't really work well together. I want to ask y'all, where does this bring, like, after the albums drop, where does this bring Travis on, like, the tier of hip-hop? Or, like, where, as long as, like, speaking of artists, where is he ranking now?
I mean, I think he's ranked pretty high, like, the last couple of years. Like, you could make a debate that he's top 3.
Yeah.
Along with Drake, Kendrick. You either put Drake, Kendrick, and Cole, or Drake, Kendrick, and Travis?
You got to be careful when you say that, because then you got like super nut stains that are like, oh, Kendrick is the best rapper ever. And then they're like, oh, he textbook raps. And then there'll be same thing on J. Cole. Oh, he talks about his mom's house. You know, he's the best rapper ever.
I mean,
it's like, what do you like? You know, if you just like music that sounds good, it'd be very difficult to make an argument to say Travis isn't number one. If you're just talking about sounding good.
Travis is number one for you, right?
If you're talking about sounding good, yeah. Pause.
Okay.
I mean, Travis is my favorite rapper. Like, my favorite artist for the last couple of years, right?
Nut stains.
No,
but I mean, that's
like,
just like, I mean, when people ask, like, hey, who's your favorite artist? Like, I can confidently say, like, yo, Travis, because since, like, before I graduated high school, I've been listening to his music, right? I discovered, like, the music when he was just a producer for Kanye, right? So, like, for him to see him here, like, it's just, like, of course, he's going to be, like,
is your favorite artist.
My favorite artist, like that, but I don't say he's top number one artist all like right now. Like Drake is number one. Like the numbers show it. Like there's only a couple.
We'll find out next week if Drake can hang or not with Travis.
No, it's the other way around. If Travis can hang with Drake, because Drake, dude, check like his like stats like on Spotify. Like bro, he's pushing billions, bro. There's only a couple of songs pushing billions.
But Drake has been dropping every year, and he's been performing and doing pop ups. He's getting his little TikTok moments, so he's kept his buzz. Travis has been in hiding basically for the better part of 3 years, minus a few.
But would you? I mean, personally, I think that's like a better decision than Drake can constantly drop because he's Drake. I don't think it'd be a good idea if like Travis kept
dropping like
albums like that. You know, like it takes a good.
I don't know though, man. We got Jack Boys, Astro, all within like a span of like not that long,
year and a half.
Yeah,
but it wasn't like full complete albums.
No. Well, Astro was, but...
Astro, but then Jack Boys was just like a compilation album with his label.
That was more so to introduce some acts that more people hadn't seen yet. Yeah. So I wouldn't even count that. Like that's like, you know, saying the YSL tape Volume 2 is going to count as a Young Thug tape, which doesn't.
Kind? No, I'm just kidding. That's fair.
But we can be in agreement that he's top 3, right?
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
No, I agree.
Okay, that's fair. All right, yeah, let's see if Travis answers the phone. And I'm just kidding.
Man, you know what I really like? An album that I would be intrigued if they dropped this year would be like another 21 like just solo album, because like, man, you know him on Her Loss and just all the features that he's been on recently. I feel like 21's just been on a tear recently, and like this would be the perfect time. I don't see why
he's dropping an album. He's dropping a solo album this year. Drake said he's on tour with Drake, right? Yeah, so Drake, and we're getting a Drake album too, right? Soon. So, like, I mean, the second half of the year is going to be a little bit more popping, right? Because we'll start off with, like, Utopia, and then we're getting a Drake album, a 21 album. We
started with Pink Tape. Let's not throw Pink Tape away.
Okay, go ahead. I was going to see if you were going to bring it up. You wore the shirt in honor.
Yes. Pink Tape was album of the summer, and now we're about to see.
You said that you weren't spinning it as much.
You know, in the beginning, it was like heavy on rotation, and then now it's like I played it so much, you know. Not a rock star. I mean, how many times I go, you
know? What would you say another album? Before this, what was your album of the year?
I really fucked with the Young Thug album. And, like, I really like the Gunna one as well, but, like, I found myself playing Business is Business way more than, like, anything else. Even Pink Tape. Pink Tape, I gave a good, like, it was, like, cool for a week, and then, I don't know, I only revisit, like, a couple of songs. And I fuck with Uzi. I would have liked to see a Uzi verse on Utopia. Like, I don't think it would fit the vibe, but I feel like they, like, when they're on each other's songs, that shit's really well. Even, like, on Pink Tape A, like, that's one of the songs I fuck with heavy.
Pink Tape was good.
Lovesick was a popular one for a lot of people. I wasn't for me, but I know a lot of people thought that was their album of the year.
Lovesick is my album of the year. Was my album of the year before Utopia. So if you were to split it, like, in 2 halves, Lovesick the first half, because they dropped in, like, February.
Lovesick over Glaucoma 2?
Oh, that album was great too, man.
But it's different though, because like when you ask me album of the year, what I've been listening to, right? It's different, right? Because Glaucoma 2 is the best, I would say, best rap album still.
Yeah, that's fair. I respect.
Best rap album to me, because that Dirk album, mid. That Gunna album was good, but it wasn't your usual Gunna album. Yeah. The Young Thug album was good, but it wasn't recent music. It was music he was dropping. Like, it was like he was in jail. It's like, yo, those verses that I have on the hard drive, mix them and master them, put a beat on it, put it out.
Yeah.
Right? So rap was kind of mid, right? But Lovesick was good. That was my favorite album this year so far, other than Utopia. And that Glaucoma 2 was my favorite rap album. Because Key Glock has been really putting work since Dolph died.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to put,
PRE.
yeah.
We should do like our, you know how we did the last year, the end of year rankings. We should do like a midway check to where we're at top 5. And
since you mentioned Gunna, I'd say like it's pretty impressive. You know, his song fought off Taylor Swift and all the Swifties for number one.
That's
great. Fuck you, me.
But like, I
everybody's
think
on TikTok on yeah.
It's just like a mainstream rap song, like catchy, a notable artist. Everyone knows Gunna, right? Yeah, like was really catchy. So I mean, everybody fuck with it. Other than rap, what have you been listening to?
Bro, corridos.
That's
it.
You've been on one.
Yeah,
bro.
There's only 2 genres going off right now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Bro, when this Peso Pluma kid came out, but it was nonstop, bro.
It changes it. You know, the stuff people were not listening to, I don't know why. And now it's like,
I seen him with Travis. I've seen him with A$AP Rocky. I seen him with like Trippie Redd. Man, that boy is everywhere. And never have I ever seen like a Mexican artist like this, like blow up at it like so fast and like hit that projectile really quick, right? Hang out with these rappers, guys. I mean, Corridos Tumbados is like chopped and screwed corridos, right? They're really heavily inspired by like the rap scene. That's why when you watch one of their videos, they're wearing the shiesties, they got the chains going on, like they got the 808s going. Like, bro, it's just rap in Spanish, really. What else? What about you? What have you been listening to?
Damn, man. Honestly, not much. Like I don't know. I feel like I've been just revisiting like older albums. There hasn't been that much that's been like catching my attention or just been like, oh damn, I need that on repeat. I've been listening to what's it called, World on Drugs with Juice and Future.
Yes,
sad times.
Great album.
Nah,
people forget about that.
Spend that heavy.
Yeah, that's got some.
It's a forgettable album for me though.
That's fair. I don't like Juice WRLD, like R.I.P. But I feel like there's a lot of songs I'm like, I don't know, like too kiddie-ish. But I get it. Like,
it's just his crowd. You know, he's gonna make songs for middle schoolers. You know?
Yeah, but what about you? Just Peso Pluma. What else been in rotation?
Peso Pluma album was like heavy it's still heavy in rotation, right?
Yeah.
Utopia is gonna be heavy in rotation. The K Tronada album was good.
Oh yeah, that was a good summer album. I forgot about that shit pretty quick. I ain't gonna lie though.
Lovesick, literally like I saw Don Toliver and that just made me appreciate the album even more. Top album of the first half of the year.
So we're on a Utopia review. How do y'all consume the album? Like in the gym, the car, while you're washing dishes, or everything? How are y'all listening to it?
I've been listening to every chance that I get. Right, while I'm working, while I'm driving. I was on the plane yesterday and I was listening it on the way back.
On headphones, that shit sound different. If you have that shit like turned, oh man, it is a good listen because I feel like go ahead.
I haven't got a chance to listen to it in the gym, but I think Fiend.
Yeah, on their PRs.
Damn.
That's lit.
I'm definitely excited for him to announce tour. That's definitely that I gotta pop up at that.
Yeah, you're getting older. Are you still in the pit?
Nah.
In the 100s now?
Seats?
I think that's why I don't think you're gonna see a lot of that. Maybe you will. But I think he's definitely gonna change the setting like of a tour because you have to, man. Like you have to after a tragedy like that. You know, kind of.
Yeah,
you got to change the way that you move.
And he's gonna. I feel like he knows he's gonna have like all eyes on him. Like that was definitely like the lowest point of his career. I feel like, and so it's how do you come back from that with the exact same kind of scenario and throwing concerts? It'll be cool to see. It'll be interesting to see. You know, I feel like you hope that you take all the necessary precautions for shit like that to not happen.
He may not have that crowd anymore. You know, his crowd is matured up. It seems like that energy is really with Cardi right now. Like the Vamps,
definitely.
Yeah,
like they're still jumping on stages and things like that. I don't know that the Travis fans are there anymore.
But without Travis, you wouldn't get any of that.
No, you wouldn't.
Travis was like the best performer, I would say, in the 2010s.
Yeah,
and then Cardi took over in the 2020s.
Yeah. When Travis left, somebody had to fill the void pause, and then the Vamps stepped up.
Yeah, definitely. He's going on tour too, but I definitely am gonna have to go to that Travis tour. Not in the. I don't think if it's in the GA, like you won't see me pushing another little kid down, but like I used to. But definitely in the 100s, maybe. Now, would you rather go see that Drake tour or this Travis tour? Because it looks like Travis is gonna hit the road pretty soon.
Drake's tour has semen flying around and inflatable semen. You know,
literally.
There's no reason to be over there.
Nah, I gotta hit that Drake tour.
Damn, like I haven't seen Drake in concert. That's the only reason.
You've never seen Drake?
Not in concert. No. You ain't never seen Drake? No. Have you seen Drake?
No.
Damn, you saw him. What tour did you see him in?
I saw him at ACL, but that was like
2015.
during summer
15.
16. No, like the summer 16 tour.
Okay.
Because he came out during LSD on that, right? He came out on A$AP Rocky set.
No.
That was the year before then.
I saw him at the Club Paradise tour, so Take Care era.
Oh, okay.
If you're reading This Is Too Late era, and then the last time I saw him, well, that was the last time I saw him.
Damn, if you're reading This Is Too Late, that would have been a great time to go.
Yeah.
Even, I feel like that's the only reason I'd rather see Drake now. I've seen Travis, like, I don't know how many times. And
Over 10.
Like, yeah, probably.
In
and
every
like
state.
every state, yeah. We took the bus, the short bus on tour to go follow Travis. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I feel like a Drake concert I would go to that.
Okay. Final thoughts on Utopia. Any last comments?
I just hope I don't get in the bug to buy merch. You know,
Have you bought any yet?
No, I haven't. You know, this is a new experience for me.
I had the whole
Not buying
bag, but you know what? I
You-
did buy merch. I bought those Utopia Air Forces.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
But I mean, I have the Travis Air Forces already, so I think it was like I thought it was just like more like a collection thing.
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
from my
keep it,
shrine.
Yeah, your shrine, your Travis shrine.
Uh,
Yeah, Reese's Puffs.
You're
at the top of the
Travis
shrine.
Pappy.
Pause. Last thoughts on Utopia. Anything else you want to say?
I don't, it's bold to say that it won't beat anything that's coming out later because you never know what all is going to drop. But I don't know. It's set the bar really high as far as music for this year. I think it's number one.
Definitely. I think it's going to be hard to beat that. Pause. It's a very cinematic album, right? It's a whole ass experience. Like it's going to be hard to drop something and it be better than that, right? Even for Drake. I can't see Drake dropping anything as cohesive or as like experimental as that.
He's dropping it for his dogs.
Yeah, which I think is like a different route he's going. More, for the boys, for the dogs. But this kind of ends the debate. By the way, this is how I want to end the episode. Mr. Fenty, if you're watching this, aka A$AP Rocky, you're losing the battle, my brother. There's no debate between A$AP Rocky and Travis Scott now, so I think that debate is over.
You wear Houston braids and accuse someone else of stealing your style.
Yeah,
Bro,
I mean,
that's a Texas thing, man.
And it's crazy because Travis never like acknowledges the beef, but I think it puts him it puts him miles ahead of Mr. Fenty, A$AP Rocky. So I think definitely like if you ever there's no need to compare the two, right? Both great artists. They both great give great visuals, heavy on the fashion. But when it comes to music and numbers and stuff like that, I think like Travis is miles ahead, and definitely I think people know. Shout out Mr. Fenty though, really good music.
Sir Robin.
Peace.
This has been Up to Something Media. Thank you for watching.